Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. How y'all doing today? How are y'all doing today? To this afternoon, I'm gonna talk about funding. What do we need to get our business funded? What do I keep forgetting my mic? Okay, can y'all hear me before I just start running my mouth? Can y'all hear me? Give me a one in the comments if y'all can hear me. Let me turn these phones down. Okay. So the majority of business owners, when they're like, I need help, the first thing that they're going to say is they need funding. I need funding. I need funding. I need funding. I need funding. So let's break down. Number one, why do you think you need funding? Number two, how are we going to get the funding? Okay. How are we going to get the funding? So, first things first, today starts my 5-day business challenge, and tonight we are going over funding. So, if you like what I'm about to be talking about and you want more, or if you're like, girl, I just need to know what it is, then you want to click the link in my bio if you're on my TikTok or YouTube page for my 5-day business challenge. If you are on my Instagram page, you can click link in my bio for my 5-day business challenge, or you can comment challenge if you're on Instagram and get the links into your DM. So TikTok, YouTube, click bio, Instagram, click bio, or comment challenge. Okay. So first things first, I believe in fiscally responsible funding. I believe in fiscally responsible funding, meaning I think the biggest mistake people do is they go and try to get all this money and then they don't have a proven plan for the money. In their mind, they think I'm about to do all of these things with the money. But a lot of times, what they think that they're about to do, it doesn't generate income. Okay. So, getting money, buying inventory, getting the equipment, paying people, that doesn't always equate making money. And I believe the biggest misconception is, let me get the money to start the business and then everything else will just take care of itself. And that is the worst analogy, because that's where, let me get my monkeys out. That is where the monkeys come. And the monkeys represent stress. If I have any serial entrepreneurs, any entrepreneur that's on this live that's been in the game for 3, 5, 8, 10 years, and you're picking up what I'm putting down, you've had the monkey, you've had the stress, you've had them long mornings, late nights, wondering how you're gonna pay all this stuff. Type monkey in the comments. Type monkey in the comments. Because I think a lot of times social media paints the picture that, yeah, start the business, be on the beach, and maybe that's that's not how it goes. Okay. So first things first, we want to make sure that we have a plan for the money, but that the plan is going to generate income. So if we are just starting out, If you're in your startup phase, and let me speak clear. You can be in your startup phase, but you have experience in other industries. So yes, we're new in this business, but we're not new to business. So if you already have business experience, or you've already were the CEO, the CFO, some kind of upper management in corporate America, and you already know how to make money, you're just starting something new. I'm not talking to you right now as I'm talking about startups, okay? When I say start, I mean like we are brand new in this industry, and we are brand new in making money in business, because making money is an art. Making money is a skill. Being able to create a product or a service and sprinkle fairy dust and convince a stranger to come buy from you, that is a skill set that a lot of people have not developed. So, if we are just trying to get our business going, we want to be mindful of how much debt we are accruing, because I get all this money, I go buy the equipment, I go buy the inventory, I go get my storefront. Now what? How are you going to pay the debt off? Every single month that bill's about to come. What do you have in place to be able to pay that bill? If your answer is nothing, then you want to be mindful of how much debt you're about to chew. You want to be mindful as to how much funding you want to go after. Because just because you go and get the money, you don't want to bring the monkey on your neck. It can go from sugar to shit real quick in business. I keep it real, right? I ain't trying to sell you a course. I ain't saying join my program. I'm keeping it real. 20 plus years in these business streets. It's grimy out here. So, first things first, what do you need the money for? If I get this, how is it going to make me money? That's what you need to understand. How is the equipment going to make me money? Do you already have contracts? Do you already have jobs? Do you already have something lined up for the equipment? Because getting the equipment isn't about to make you the money. If you're in trouble, well, I'll do this. Someone type in the comments, what business or industry are you in, and why do you need funding? Specifically, what do you need the money for? We're going to use your business as an example. So I like to speak from the dome, right? This ain't pre-recorded. I ain't reading the script off Chat GPT. I'm gonna keep it real, and we're gonna shoot from the hip. So who wants to type in the comments what industry they are in, what their business does, and what they need funding for? Okay, Bean says courier needs 2 box trucks. Okay, Mira says cosmetics need lab testing. Okay, Mira, what do you need lab testing on, and what kind of cosmetics are you about to sell? Okay, Jesse says garbage dumpsters and garbage trucks. Okay. And then Rosita says construction and expand. And then Freeman says janitorial for equipment and chemicals. Okay. So Bean says he's a courier and he needs 2 box trucks. So Bean, let me know in the comments, how much money are you making right now? How much money are you making right now a month? And how many trucks do you currently have? I want two big trucks, can start with current van car, but want more space before subcontracting others. Okay. Thank you, Bean. So Bean, I'm assuming right now, pause. Bean, how much money are you making right now in your courier business? Bean, he said he has a courier business. He wants two box trucks. He needs funding for two box trucks. So, Bean, how much money are you currently making in your business right now? Bean, are you here? Currently, I am in OTR driver making $5,000 a month. Haven't started courier business yet. Thank you for being transparent, Bean. Let me tell you why Bean doesn't need funding. Y'all ready? So, Bean, go ahead and take notes. Bean, like most of y'all probably on this live, they think I have to get the truck to then start the business. Now, Bean hasn't even started his courier business, but he thinks he needs to have two box trucks. Let me tell you what Bean needs to do. For everyone who feels like I need to have this expensive equipment to start the business, we don't. Number one, we have to ask ourselves, what is your risk tolerance? If this stuff don't work, are you going to be okay? If it don't work, are you going to be okay? If the answer is no, don't do it. Don't do it. Now, if you're saying, baby, if I go and get this money and it all goes bad, but I can dust myself up and I can move out my house and downsize and turn this car in and go through a 6 months, 1 year and just rebuild and get it back, get it. Get it. Now, Bean, if we don't have any contracts, we don't need a box truck. If we don't have anyone saying, hey, I'm about to pay you, but you have to carry my thing in a box truck, we don't need a box truck. What we need to do is we need to get our foot in the courier business. We need to get our foot in the courier. And how we do that is, number one, we can go rent a truck. Let me go see if I can go generate the business. Do I have a mouthpiece? Do I have skills? Have I taken a mentorship course where they gave me the apps, the website as to where to go and convince someone to give me, with no experience, their prized package to deliver and to get there in time? So once Bean goes and gets the contract, before I go and carry the debt, why not go rent a truck? Let me go rent the truck. Let me go rent a van. You can go to U-Haul. You probably go to Penske. Let me first get my foot in the door to make sure that people are going to want to trust me to carry these things. If it's working, if I'm getting the jobs, if I'm seeing it's about to be lucrative, if I'm going to invest in working this full time, then I go and get the debt. Well, Bean says two box trucks. Well, if Bean's one person, how is he going to drive two trucks? So I'm assuming Bean's going to want to hire some employees, right? So can we find an employee? Can we find someone who's going to show up to work consistently on time, who's not going to be drinking or driving, who's going to be following all of the protocol of what the courier industry requires? Can we find someone who's going to make sure that the deliveries are there on time and not ruin the relationships that Bean has established with these different vendors? So if I were Bean, and if I'm starting my courier business full time, what is the cheapest way of getting in the door to make sure that I have proof of concept, right? That someone is going to give it to me. What is the cheapest way of accomplishing that? And then once that gets going, baby, I am booked all day. Bean is booked Monday through Saturday, sun up to sundown. Bean can take no more clients. Bean is now turning away money. Now Bean needs to find an employee. But here's the gag. If you think you about to put an ad on Indeed and get you an employee who's going to come to work on time, work the weekends, not complain, have great customer service, represent your brand like that, something wrong with you. Something is wrong with you. Finding good work, finding stellar employees is like finding a needle in a haystack. Good luck. So yeah, you may find someone, but he gonna come to work late. He gonna take a long lunch break. He about to take your truck and go do his own apps on your dime, on your insurance, on your gas. Or him and his girlfriend got in a fight, or she ain't answering the phone, so he done left his route because he done put a little Apple tracker in her car, and he now across town trying to see what she got to do. And the company calling you talking about where is our package, and he ain't answering his phone. See, for some reason, people think, oh, I'm about to just hire some employees and they're going to work. No, they not. I have had over 100 employees, baby. They are not going to do what you want them to do because they don't have what you have invested. Think about when you worked your job. Did you care? If you're working at McDonald's right now and you feel like you are underpaid and overworked, do you care? Or are you going in, clocking in, getting a check? 9.9 out of 10 employees are clocking in, going to get a check. Period. They could care less about your relationship. They can care less that you got this note with Penske, with Ford on this truck. They could care less that your family ain't going out of town for Christmas because you using that vacation money to sow a seed and get this second truck to grow your business. They don't care. They don't care about you. You rich, you good. And a lot of times, as a business owner, we have so much invested that we think everyone else cares, and don't nobody care about you. And then we get hurt. Oh my gosh, how could they do this? They don't owe you nothing. They don't owe you. You didn't say, hey, I'm about to make you 50-50 partner. Well, now they got some skin in the game. But you didn't offer them that. You said, I'm about to pay you a reasonable wage. And what you think is reasonable, they don't think is reasonable. I don't care how much money you want to give them a raise. The more you pay someone, the second they get a raise, what are they about to go do? Get more bills. They're about to get a better apartment, better townhome, better car, better vacations. They're still check to check. You give them another raise. They get a better apartment, better townhome, better house, better car, better vacations. They still check to check. Ain't nothing changed. So before you go and just get this debt without saying this person has worked with me for 6 months, I know I can trust them with this route. Because if Bean got 2 trucks and he ain't got no employees, Bean, I don't care how good Bean is. Bean could be the coldest courier deliverer. Ain't no way Bean can drive 2 trucks. Ain't no way Bean can be in 2 places at the same time. I don't care how cold Bean is. He can't do it. So in your mind, you done already mapped out your vision board and how you gonna scale. But in the reality, it ain't gonna happen like that, right? Once again, I don't sell wolf tickets. I don't sell wolf tickets. I ain't saying buy my course. I tell you the truth. So with being fiscally responsible in getting our funding, you got to think, if it don't work how I have it, can I still maintain? That's why I believe in just starting small. Start where you can control your own destiny. If I'm renting at Penske and I rent me a second truck and this driver I gotta go fire, and I'm renting every single month. Well, yeah, the rent may be more than what the truck note will be, but guess what? After that week's rental, I can turn that bad boy in. I can turn that bad boy in and no longer have to pay that fee. But if I go put my name on that dotted line, I go be a personal guarantor on that truck, I'm locked in for 50, 60 months. That's that note. That's that insurance. It's just sitting there. You making profit, but you can't get that second truck on the road. And because Leroy done went to his girlfriend's house because he had an Apple tag in her and she was seeing her baby daddy, Leroy done left the package in the truck, and the package was a refrigerated item and it's spoiled. And so therefore, your biggest vendor who gave you most of your job was like, baby, I gotta let you go because I can't afford to lose my inventory. So your biggest supplier left because Leroy baby mama was somewhere else. So now you lost a big chunk of your income. You done quit your job. Your wife looking at you like, I didn't tell you to go quit your job. What you mean I gotta turn my luxury car in? What you mean I can't go out? What you mean? Now he's going from sugar to shit. Now you mad. Now you cussing and fussing at home. Now stuff ain't right. Now you telling your kids, no, I don't have $1,000 for this AAU basketball tournament. Now that truck makes you want to vomit. Now you wondering, how did you get here? And you think something wrong with you. And baby, all you doing is being in business. It's just business. Bean didn't do nothing wrong. It's just business. Sometimes it rains, sometimes it's sunny. But what I can guarantee you is only bite off what you can control. Only bite off what you can control. Because if Bean only had one truck, Bean can go work that truck. So that was Bean. Thank you, Bean. Now, who's my cosmetic girl on TikTok who needs lab testing for cosmetics? What are we doing cosmetic wise as to why we need lab testing? And how much do we have in sales? For my cosmetic girl, what are we selling cosmetic wise, and why? What do we need? A water-based scalp spray. Oh, okay, girl. Okay, so this water-based scalp spray is supposed to do what? And are we already selling this, or this is just something that you're trying to come up with? No sales. Okay. What is this? What is this water-based scalp spray supposed to do? To soothe the scalp. Okay. So Mira, let me go ahead. I'm gonna take the monkey off your neck, Mira, because Mira, you don't wait and just grab the monkey. So if we don't have any money, if we don't have any proof of concept, right? You're saying that you about to have a scalp spray that's gonna soothe the scalp. Number one, is there already sprays out there that soothe the scalp? And if you're gonna say no, you want to have your own spray, my question is going to be, what's going to make your spray different than all the other sprays that are already out there? I don't want to hear because yours is going to be hand. I don't want to hear nothing generic. Let me tell you what I do want to hear. We got to have some kind of proof of concept. So either you have alopecia, your daughter has alopecia, your mama had you said alopecia or psoriasis. What'd you say? If I just give you the wrong example, alopecia. So if either you, your mama, your best friend, your daughter had alopecia, and you tried every spray on the market and they didn't work, and then you went into your kitchen and you pulled up some kind of concoction, and that concoction did work when the others didn't work, now we cooking. Now we cooking. If you're going to come tell me that you are either taking one ingredient out or adding another ingredient and we don't have any money, we about to pick up a monkey. Because the question is going to be, what is the unique proposition, the unique selling point of your product and the other product? Okay. If you're going to say, hey, this works the same, it just doesn't have this chemical, do people really care about the chemical? That's what you're going to have to come up with. But I would say do that bootstrapping. We don't want to go into debt to then go do research to find out that nobody cares. Now we got this monkey. Now, if you gonna tell me that you done went to your kitchen, you done concocted up something, and it is a drastic difference in the either with the alopecia, it just calmed down all the redness and the flakiness, and it worked like no other. Now we cooking. Okay, now we cooking. If it's just the same, don't go into debt. Because the thing is, once you develop your product, that's just getting the product. That's not making us no money. We now got to go sell this product. And you now have to go compete with, I don't have alopecia. I don't know nobody that has alopecia. So I don't know what the big brands would be for the alopecia industry. But you now have to go compete with whoever's already killing it in the alopecia industry. So when we are a small fish going into a big pond, we need to be doing it some way different and having some great testimonials. So who is this? Cosmetic Girl, you need to go look at Bask and Lather. I'm gonna show you what you need. You need a breakthrough testimony. Anyone who is in cosmetics, so before you do all this lab testing, girl, you gotta have a breakthrough. Bask and Lather. I've been using Bask. Okay, Bask, BASKANDLATHER. So her page gonna look like this. Her page gonna look like this. Now I've been using Bask and Lather, Jesus, since 2015. 2015, 16, or 17. One of them years. I don't know if she's in Houston, but before she was who she is now, baby, she was just mixing up some stuff in a jar in her kitchen. That's all she was doing. She was just mixing up some stuff in her kitchen and just selling it, right? Baby, my little first jar, she done just slapped a little label over it. It wasn't anything mass produced. But let me tell you how Bask and Lather, how she was able to break through. She started her hair growth. She now has a whole line. Back when I had Bask and Lather, all she had was a hair growth oil. I took Phenermine. Did I take Phenermine? What is the I took some kind of weight loss. I had gotten a prescription weight loss pill. I think it's Phenermine. Don't quote me on the pill. But I took the pill. It helped me lose weight, but it took my hair out. I had like in the middle right here, it was, when I say it was bald skin. And I'm like, I mean, yeah, I want to be skinny, but baby, I'm bald. Like, and I could no longer. Oh, back then I used to wear my hair spiked up, but I had like a little circle, like a quarter size of a little bald spot. Baby, I tried every hair growth oil, everything. I ain't gonna name no brands. But I tried them all, and nothing would grow it. I may get like a little fuzz over it, but I could not have any hair in this. I'm like, now I know me trying to be skinny, and I know I just didn't take myself out. It would be like a little peach fuzz. I could not grow any hair. And Baskin Leather popped up. And the only reason why I trusted this brand, with them not being a big brand, with me trying everything, like, baby, this ain't gonna work. It ain't gonna work. I don't know if it's her daughter, her niece, baby. Let me go try to find her. The girl was bald. And she went from being bald to having hair down her back. And so because I saw that transform, here we go. Okay, here we go. All my cosmetic people, do you see her? You see how she bald here and now she got the hair down there? Do you I done turn, do y'all, hold on, I gotta have Instagram. Instagram don't see it. Hold on, Instagram, how Instagram see it? Instagram can't see it. Hold on, Instagram. If I go. Okay, here we go. There we go, Instagram. Can y'all, am I going away from Instagram? So she has an insane before and after. So the girl's bald, and then now she has the hair down her back. But not only does she have bald down her back, on her page she had every single stage. So it's not like it ain't the same girl. It's not like, she had no hair and then some peach fuzz and then like a little, she had like 6 pictures of showing the entire process. She had videos so she showed it was real. So for you to break through for this hair scalp thing, you got to have a breakthrough before and after to make them sales. If not, you competing with the big boys, and it's going to take you too much money to compete. And the question's going to be, what's going to make them pick you over them? You got to have some kind of fire before and after. If we don't, you want to just private label a little scalp spray, or do it out of your home. Just start small, make the product yourself. We don't need no money for no lab testing. You just test it on yourself. Go mix some stuff in your kitchen, spray it, vlog your process, come up with whatever is the formula that you feel is working, and you just go buy you some bottles from AliExpress, package them yourself, and you just sell direct to the consumer. And then as your sales grow, then we can then eventually work on getting it mass produced. But we got to start small. We can't get funding for lab testing, because after the lab testing, then what? How are we going to pay the bill on the funding? Am I making sense, Cosmetic TikTok? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? So if any of what I'm saying is like, girl, I need some more information on this, and you're on Instagram, you want to comment challenge and come to my 5-day business challenge that starts today. If you're on TikTok or YouTube, you want to click the first link in my bio for 5-day business challenge. So We're talking about funding on this live, but the first thing I'm covering is why you may not need funding, right? People just say, I need funding, I need funding. You may not need funding. Okay, now we have on Instagram. Yeah, I should have been a doctor because my handwriting. I have somebody who said garbage disposals and garbage trucks. Whoever said garbage disposal and garbage trucks, you need to be the same scenario as Beam with this courier. Start that way. Okay, I have Rosita who says construction and expansion. Are you still on here, Rosita? And then I have this say Freeman, janitorial and equipment and chemicals. Are y'all still on here or no, Instagram? We got janitorial, equipment and chemicals, and construction and expansion. So when we're talking about funding, the most important part is, do you really need the funding? Because getting the stuff doesn't generate sales. Okay. Now, once we're like, well, hey, hold on. I do need the funding, right? I am having to turn away customers. I'm turning away contracts. I need to have another location. I have a restaurant, but there is a 2-hour wait at lunchtime. I need to have a location on the south side. When we get to that point, well, now you want to make sure that our business is structured for funding. Okay. So number one, we got to have a business. A business means an LLC or corporation. It needs to have a business address. It needs to have a low risk industry name. We need to have our EIN number. It needs to be an active LLC or corporation, meaning that you have filed your annual report. We want to make sure that we have a business bank account for our business. We want to make sure that the true income of the business is represented in the business bank account. So my cash heavy entrepreneurs, if we make $1,000 today, but then we on the way home, we went and buy some supplies via cash. Our business didn't get credit for that money. We don't want to do that. We want to make sure that we have some kind of digital footprint. So when the lender is Googling our business, things pop up. Things like a website, things like business social media. When they go to our website, when they go to our social media, it needs to look branded, right? So if I go to your page, there should be a post, period, multiple times throughout the week. Don't have it be a ghost page where we post once every 3 months. If I go to your page, I should know exactly what it is you do. So don't sell, lunch plates and you do lashes and you do hair and you have an online boutique all on the same page. Give me, flea market swap meet vibes. It needs to be branded. If my brand colors are, what is this, peach and pink, I shouldn't have blue, purple, and green on my page. So when someone hops on your social media, when the bank Googles your website, is it giving Walmart vibes? Is it giving Sam's Club vibes? Is it giving fashion? No. Can you compete with the big boys? In those areas, you can. You can be on brand. So that's what we're looking to have when we're talking about funding. Okay, we need to look like a business. We have a branded email address, info@yourbusinessname.com, not joytheceo@gmail.com. If you have Gmail and you're asking for funding, hold on. If your email address is Gmail and you're asking for funding, this what you look like to the bank. This right here. The fool. This what you look like. And you're gonna hop in everyone's masterclass. You're gonna take it, and you try. I don't know why I can't get funding. Because your business looks like this. This what you look like to the bank. They are not gonna fund you if you have the bonnet on your business. When you have one LLC and you got 6 businesses, you got one LLC and you got 5 DBAs, you're not about to get funding. When they ask you on the application to write down your business social media and you put your page, and last weekend you and Tukey was at the boots on the ground competition and you had your Daisy Dukes on getting it, that's why you're not going to get funding. Right there. That right there. Because your business doesn't look like Walmart. Your business doesn't look like Sam's Club. Your business looks like it's a side hustle. And side hustles don't get funding. Only businesses get funding. They ask for your business bank account, and you talking about, well, see, what happened? No, cause see, I got Cash App in at home in my mattress. See, and they're looking at you like, I know they didn't walk in here asking for funding, and they talking about the business money and their personal cash. Like, you look like a fish out of water. You look like a fish out of water. And then you're going to hop on someone's live and talk, it don't work. It's a scam. No, you ain't got a business. You don't have a business. You have a Gmail account. You're trying to get funding and you don't even have a business bank account. You're trying to get funding and your LLC is inactive. You're trying to get funding and they Google your LLC address. It's the P.O. box. You're trying to get funding, but they Google your business address and it's your house or your apartment. You're trying to get funding, but your Instagram is you tootie and booty. You trying to get funding and your website got 15 colors on it. You trying to get funding and you made your logo on AI talking about you a real business. I just know how to shoot it straight. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I ain't gonna say take my class. I ain't. You have to look like Walmart. And if you have some melanin in your skin, if you picking up what I'm putting down, you have to look like Walmart. Period. Point blank. Well, who said you can't use Gmail? I make money using Gmail. I didn't say you didn't make money. How much money are you leaving on the table? How much business have you lost because someone didn't take your brand seriously? You got your credit card. Well, how much was your limit? You probably could have got more if you look like a real business. So we're not going to form our LLC today and go get funding today. That's not going to happen. So some things you want to do is you want to first, number one, have a business bank account. You want to make sure that the business bank account represents the true income of the business, meaning all of your money needs to be in the business bank accounts. When you make cash, put the cash in the business bank account. If you need the money, just move it over via a transfer from your business account to your personal account, but all the money needs to hit the business bank account. Whatever form of payment that Walmart takes, that's what you should take. Whatever form of payment Walmart takes, that's what you should take. So Cash App, I wouldn't advise it. Alexis, if you want my mentorship program, I'll say click the link in my bio and join my 5-day business challenge that starts tonight. And I pick my mentees from my 5-day business challenge because I got to make sure you're going to be able to work. So you can hang on with me for 5 days. You can vibe with me. I got to make sure, that you're going to put some work in because I can't drag you to the bank. I can push you a little bit, you know what I'm saying? But I can't drag you. So having our true income in our business bank account. Every state has a different requirement. Some states like Texas say that your annual report has to be in on May 15th. Other states like Florida say your report has to be done on the anniversary of your LLC date. But the majority of states require some kind of form and or fee to be paid to keep your LLC active. So you want to contact your Secretary of State to see where does that form, who is that entity that regulates that, and when is it due to make sure that your LLC is active. If it becomes inactive, you're going to have to file the missing reports, pay a late fee. Depending on how long you're late, the state will then dissolve your LLC. So if you let that wait, if you let your LLC become inactive for too long, the state will then eventually dissolve it to free up the name. So if you wait too long, it's just gonna be gone. Okay, so it don't matter if you didn't make any money that year, if you never even pulled out the LLC pay, it doesn't matter what you did. In order to have an LLC, you have to file a report and pay a fee and follow your state requirements. Okay. Now, if you didn't make any money, you don't have to pay any taxes, but you still have to keep your LLC active or you're going to lose your LLC. So if y'all picking up any of what I'm putting down, then you want to join my 5-day business challenge where I'm going to help you structure, fund, and market your business to the bank. Where tonight is day 1. We're going over funding. I'm bringing a business bestie on to talk about funding, and I'm going to be talking about business grants. We're then going to go on and talk about marketing, how to have consistent sales, how to have more money in a month. How do you sell your product and or service? That is the hardest thing in business. Can you convince someone to pass by the competition and come shop with you? That's the missing piece. That's not going to be in the course. That's what I call money magic, and that's what I'm great at. I have been in business for over 20 years. Brick and mortars, hair salons, car dealerships, car rentals, weight loss, tax preparation, anything you can think of. That's what I do good. So I'm going to teach you, number 1, how do you stand out in a crowded market? Well, everyone is doing courier. Everyone has trucking. Everyone has this. When you go to the grocery store and you go down the bread aisle, is there just one brand of bread or is there a whole bunch of different brands? I'm going to teach you how to stand out in your industry. We're also going to go over how do you sell a digital product. Everyone needs to be making at least $500 a month in their sleep. $500 a month minimum. I'm gonna say $1,000. I ain't gonna shoot you. Everyone should be making $1,000 a month minimum in their sleep. That's just $250 a week. That's just $250 a week. You can make you a little ebook, a little checklist on something that you already know, and make you extra $1,000 a month in your sleep. I'm gonna teach you how to sell a digital product. Then we're going to get into business structure. I'm going to break down everything as to how to structure your business. If you're like, yes, I need this. If you're on Instagram, you want to comment, baby, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong? TikTok said I'm doing something wrong. What am I doing wrong? Then we're going to go over business structure. So business structure is going to be what state are we forming our LLC in, holding companies, parent companies, trust, how do you protect our assets, how do you properly run your business, all that good stuff. Thursday is going to be how do you buy cash flowing businesses. So how do you, with no money down strategies, buy a business that's already making money? How do you buy a dry cleaning, a self-storage, a vending machine, a laundromat? How do you buy a already producing business, already making money? And then day 5 is going to be residential real estate, creative ways of funding and getting into residential real estate. So if you're like, oh, girl, I need that, then you want to comment challenge. If you're on my Instagram page, TikTok, and YouTube, you want to click that first link in my bio for a 5-day challenge. My 5-day challenge is going to get the biggest transformational results, okay? I don't care if you've already done a challenge, you ain't done mine. I am an over deliverer, so you're going to get way more information, way more knowledge than you plan. But more importantly, you're about to get real life information, right? I don't talk about what I learned at a mentorship class and I done took this course, baby. I'm talking about fighting off not just monkeys, gorillas, and tigers 20 years in business, okay? So my 5-day business challenge is going to be $97 for general admission, but ain't nothing general about you. So you want to get my VIP, which is $297. VIP comes with, we're going to do an hour of Q&A. So VIP starts at 8 p.m. Eastern time tonight, where I'm going to do an hour of Q&A answering people's questions. And then we start at 9 p.m. VIP also gets 3 contracts. You get an operating agreement for your LLC. You're going to get a copyright transfer so that you own your logos, your photos, and your videos. And you're going to get an NDA to keep your confidential information confidential. You're also going to get a done-for-you digital product, a done-for-you ebook to start selling now, because I believe in make money by Monday. What we're going to do today to make a sale. And then you're also going to get my lenders list and all the trade lines you need to establish business credit. So to be able to establish credit that is separate from you, so you no longer have to be a personal guarantor. So VIP also gets a morning mindset call. So 8:30 in the morning, you are with my mindset coach, because to change your money, you got to change your mind. So you have that. The challenge is going to be recorded. So if you come late, you miss something, you want to hear it again, you will have the recordings. And I give you access to the replays for 3 weeks after the challenge. So you want to hear it again, you want to take some notes, whatever the case may be, you have access to the replay. So that is my 5-day business challenge. It starts today, 8 p.m. Eastern time for VIP, 9 p.m. for everyone else. It's going to be thebomb.com. I do pick my mentees from the challenge just to make sure that you vibe with me, I vibe with you. And I have a 6-month mentorship program that's going to get you to the bank for real, for real. So if you're like, I need any of that, this is my last challenge, my last See at the Bank challenge for 2025. My goal is to make sure that everyone is financially independent of a person and of a job. Okay. So I'm not one of them entrepreneurs going to preach to quit your job, because number one, everyone is not meant to be a full-time entrepreneur. Number two, ain't nothing wrong with working a job. Like, I am so over, bashing the 9-to-5ers. Everyone has a goal of providing for their family. So whether we provide by working a 9-to-5 or working our business, it doesn't matter. What I do want everyone to be prepared for is if you were to go to your job, but your job wasn't there. Like right now, in this administration, in this climate that we're in, it's just like a lot of unknowns going on. And so if something were to happen, if your job wasn't there, if we had to pivot, if we had to go 90 days with no income, do you have something already in place that could help sustain you, right? Yes, you have a savings account, but do you have some kind of income coming in that could maybe knock out the mortgage, right? Knock out the car note, be able to help sustain you. So as you're pivoting, as we are in that transition period, we have some money coming in. And that's by either having a profitable business, not a business, a profitable business, or by being able to sell a digital product. Are you able to make money in your sleep, or are you always having to exchange time for money? So that is what my challenge is based on. That's what I am trying to help everyone do, is become financially independent of a person and a job. So whatever happens, we just good. We just good and good. Okay. So I have been running my mouth. I wanted to hop on live and let y'all know what we have starting today. I am super excited. You want to click that first link in my bio for my 5-day business challenge. If you're on Instagram, you can just comment the word challenge, but It's going to be thebomb.com. Okay, so that was a little rendition on funding. TikTok, I am still trying to figure out how do I repost my lives. I know how I know how I can repost like segments of it, but I don't know how to repost the entire live. So I'm still working on that. So I'll try to repost some segments in case y'all came in late. And then Instagram, I will share this video for those who come in like, what's she talking about? What's she hollering about? What's she? It'll all make sense. It'll all make sense. Okay. Everyone have a fabulous Monday. And of course, I will see you at the bank. Goodbye. Now I got all this equipment and don't I got all this equipment and don't know how to turn it off. Okay, let me see. TikTok's on my phone. TikTok is on my phone. Bam, let me see. I'm still on live here. Okay, let's see. Okay.